Hi, good evening. This has been a pleasure. I'm sorry for my voice, guys, but this is Real Talk with Monica. This is the first episode. So when I had a phone call this afternoon came in, it nearly broke me to tears. You're going to hear a story about my family called the Ortega. And there is a wonderful family that I had to step in tonight. Like my Lieutenant General Russell L. Horn said, you know that good old guy that cleaned up Katrina when President Bush called up? He said, get that guy on that phone. And I said, we got a disaster. So when I had a phone call ringing at 1:07 p.m. today, and I nearly broke in tears at Bank of America. And when my friend called me, my Mexican friend, because I call her family. She's not just a friend, she's a family. And she called me and she crying for help. I had to stop what I was doing, and it messed me up. And she said, Monica, I need your help. And I said, you know what? I got to stop what I said, what you need, any money, anything? I said, because God has blessed me. Because I didn't have no money in my account. But God has blessed me now because you helped me when I didn't even have a penny. You helped me clean my house when I didn't. And when I was on my dying bed, on September the 30th, 2010, when God called me that dying day, and God had came into my life, and I was fighting for my life for 12 days. And when I was able to talk on October the 14th, you're going to meet this young lady that I call V, but her name is Victoria. I call her V. And I said, when she called me for help, I reached out to my Lieutenant General Russell L. Horn. I said, get your butt out of retirement, General. I need some help. I was a Commander Ball. I called up my father. He's 82nd Airborne. I sent out the mission. I sent out the President Obama. I sent the tweets out. I sent out the guys, Boehner. I sent out the guys, Reed, McCain, all these guys up in D.C. I said, this little woman in Richmond, Virginia needs some help again. I said, because, hey, guys, I might be up there with the big boys one day. So this little woman down here in Richmond, Virginia, I need some help. So I had turned to a Democrat. I had left the Democratic Party because my Democratic fellows here in Virginia turned their little backs on me. And even my President Obama ignored this little woman in Richmond, Virginia. But guess what? President Obama was starting to listen to this little woman. I said, President, I kept sending them emails. And even I beat up Eric Holter. I said, look, Attorney General, I said, you better listen to me. I like to report corruption, baby. I like to keep things straight down here in Virginia. I want you to look good because, look, I want to be on top. Ain't nobody better than Bill Clinton, and I'm trying to get you on top than Bill. I done studied my politics in this game. I've been studying politics since '92, and I've been taught by the best. And the best was my father, Lincoln Ball. And he taught me about this politics, and the other person that taught me about this was my high school, not professor, but high school teacher, Epstein. And she taught me in 1992, I wrote a paper with President Bush, Clinton, and Ross Perot, and how President Clinton was so successful in winning this election. So when I got into this thing, I didn't want to know what my calling was, but I always said when somebody needs some help, I always try to help somebody. So you see all this thing about this CIA and some of these things going on with our country, and we got this enemy. And what I wanted to do was tonight, I wanted to help our president out because I think he's doing a good thing right now with this executive order. And I'm on board with him because I didn't know today, I broke in tears when my mother told me that my friend that I know for so many years, named Victoria, that she was not legally. I didn't know that. I know she was trying her hard. She was a hard worker. She has her beautiful children that you're going to meet tonight. She had worked 2 jobs. And you're going to meet this wonderful family. She I remember I taught her a little bit of English. When I was doing this thing, before I even got on air, I had a government job, and I worked part-time helping my mother out because I know how it is to have a family business, you know, and my mother gave this one woman a chance. And I didn't know my mother kept a secret. That's how good my parents are. My mother didn't even let me know until today that she was illegal, and I didn't know it because my mother knew how I stand for my values and everything. And when I found out, I started to cry because even with friends, you hide secrets. And I didn't even know my best friend that I had for almost 5 years. I didn't even know she was legal. And so sometimes even presidents, they make mistakes. And just like me, I was upset with President Obama about some things. And I said, Daddy, why President Obama ain't listening to me? He said, he's going to listen to you one day. He's going to get it. Just like my grandmother, Irene Taylor, used to say, sometimes you're going to learn some hard lessons. But you know what? President Obama got this right. Because as me, how can I be a hypocrite? This is not a Democrat or Republican. This hit me hard today. And I sent out tweets to even Keith Olbermann. I sent it out to Chris Harbaugh, all these guys that have been in the political, Chuck Todd, all these guys, sorry, because this thing got emotional to me. Because I want my friend to stay here, and I want her to enjoy to be legal here. I don't want her to be illegal, because I didn't know that she was scared of the police to catch her. She got pulled over twice in Chesterfield, and she was scared to drive at nighttime. And I didn't know why, because I was taking her at home. She didn't ever tell me why. She just told me that her husband just wanted me to take her home at night. She didn't let me know she was illegal. That's how she kept the secret. And she finally had came out and said she wanted to talk to me. And she said she got to tell me something. They're going to probably deport me. And I said, what? And I asked my mother, what's going on? And then my mama told me, and I almost ran off the road today. And I was supposed to be on air tomorrow, and I'm still is, because I was trying to get my immune system together because I'm disabled with Stevens-Johnson and a few other elements. But when the call comes, even Lieutenant Horn would say, the Lieutenant General would say, we got to stand up for something for what's right. And we got to be on board with President Obama on this issue. And the man is right, because this personally touched me. And as a leader, and I hope, and I'm going to fight for this. And if I got to go to the White House, you hear me? You hear me? If I got to go to the White House, President Obama, you're going to make my friend legal, because she looked out for me when nobody did, even in my own family and friends turned my back. She took care of me. And that's how a general would do. You are the chunky commander, chief, and we're gonna fight. And you hear that these are not fake tears. These are tears coming from a person that's on board with you. And it would be a pleasure for me to be in the White House fighting right side by side with this family. And I want them to make my friend legal, because you are right, President Obama, and I can see it in your heart, and I understand you probably get thousands of letters, and I couldn't understand it. And these guys, these Republicans, got to be on board with this. Speaker Boehner, Mitch McConnell, y'all going to be in January. You guys, let's don't beat up President Obama about this, because even G.W. Bush did even some executive orders, and even Clinton, the guys before then. We got to be on board with this, because this personally touched me. This is a hardworking woman. She worked 12, 14 hours to provide for her children. And we need to keep this legislation. And I want to be on board with you. And I even standing as a Republican, even working side by side with a Democrat president. Even when I voted for him, I turned Republican. I'm standing beside this man. And I even got Lieutenant Russell L. Horn. You can't get no better than that, baby. And even Geraldo Rivera would be on this mission, because he is Mexican descent, and we need to all band together. This is not a political issue. This hit from the heart. So what I'm going to do is quickly take a break, and I want you to meet this wonderful family that had touched me, and I want to bring it into your home. And I'm sorry that she's speaking, trying to learn the language. And I have her son. He's gonna bring in, and he's gonna help her translate, because tonight we're all Americans. Like I said, when we first had this American, we had immigrants this great American, this red, white, and blue. And no, not just this thing about one American. We all Americans. And as we see this protest going on in Ferguson and throughout this country, we all banding as Americans, even though things are not right in this legal system. This is right that what President Obama is doing. So it's going to be a pleasure for me to bring into your home this wonderful family. And let's stand with this legislation and make this young woman legal, and let her not be scared, and let her have her rights. And so she can be a small business owner, because she always wanted to be her own maid service. Because guess what? She even cleaned my house when I couldn't even clean it when I was sick. Thank you for coming back. Sorry for that brief break in the motion, the little break we had. Yes, let me introduce you this wonderful family, the Ortegas. First, we have Victorina. This is the one I call V. This is the mother, the matriarch of the family. And this is her oldest son, Gonzalo. And then this is her middle son, Luis. And then that's her sweetie, Melanie. And I call her Little V. What I wanted to do was introduce them tonight. And this is like my second family, that this is the all-American family, that this is what probably President Obama was saying, that when he thought about doing this legislative, about having this thing in mind when he wanted to draw up this legislation. And I saw exactly what he was saying when this thing hit to me. Because if this woman get deported, what would happen to these beautiful kids of hers? And unfortunately, her husband, he couldn't make it tonight because he was tired. He's been working, and he's scared, and he's illegal, and he's scared to be on camera, and I understand that. But but she's not afraid, because guess what? She told me about an incident that she was on a job because she was working illegally to clean the job, and somebody had stole her pocketbook, and she wanted to talk about the situation in detail and wanted to report it. But her boss said, if you report it, then I'm going to deport you. And this was the second time her pocketbook had gotten stolen. And no, not in America. You don't threaten anybody. If you got a thief on the job, this woman wanted to make a living for her family. And she was so thrilled throughout the Latino community where she lives at, that President Obama is looked at as a hero that knows the plight of the immigrants, that he did this wonderful legislative, that they are not afraid to stand up, to speak up against their boss. She told me that just in the car today, that people wanted to speak to them on camera, but she was scared months ago, but now she's not, because President Obama is fighting for this. So if she's ready to stand up, I think we need to get some guys up in D.C. to stand up. And let's stand up, guys. I've been preaching this throughout in Mike's Variety Hour. If you haven't seen it, check us out on YouTube, Mike's Variety Hour, episode 3 and 4. I've been an advocate for veterans, for anybody that wants to stand up. And this is a part of my calling, and I think the good Lord wanted me to do. But let me tell you one thing about this woman, how wonderful she was. This woman at Christmas time, she knitted this for me. Look at this. This was a Christmas present. She hand knitted this for me. This won't nothing bought at the store. She couldn't afford to buy me nothing. She hand knitted this for me. And don't you know, I still keep this? You know, this is what I'm talking about. Now, if we want to deport somebody that want to make something like this, you know, I couldn't even get my own family to make something like this original. I thought I bought it at the store. Let me tell you something. I bought this at Macy's today. And tell me the difference from the quality. And that's what I'm telling you about. President Obama knew what he was doing. This man, I'm on board. Let's get this thing done. So let me introduce V. Say hello to President Obama. No, let me speak the Spanish. Excuse me. Hola. Hola. Say hola to President Obama.
Hola, Miss President Obama.
You can speak, if you could speak a little Spanish.
Thank you por, muchas gracias por los beneficios que nos está dando y porque lo necesitamos. Thank you for help.
Thank you for all the help that we've been getting for everything, for the immigrants, all the hard work that you do, that we really needed it. We really need the help.
How long have you been here?
15 years.
Whoa, 15 years to have a secret. God, that was in the Bush administration. I mean, wait a minute, God, that's counting my age now. That is a long time to have a secret. And a president wants to do something about it. Wow. Yeah. Have you been, tell me your experience. I mean, how to keep a secret that long?
Yeah, I have this, one experience is for when I'm work in Burbank, you know,
yes.
Remember one night when me come back to my home, the police, ¿cómo se dice?
The police stopped
solo por ver que soy hispana, for my looks
for
hispana.
Being Hispanic,
Yo
stopped.
No,
she was going speed limit. She
yo
nothing,
no hice
doing
nada.
nothing wrong, and just stopped her just for thinking that she didn't have a license.
And desde ese momento me persiguió como por 2 meses.
And after that, the same police would just watch her coming from work to see if she would drive in, to see if he could stop her again. And that's why she would ask Monica for rides, yeah. Especially at night, because she really didn't want to drive at all. She's scared of driving.
Okay, hold on, we got a caller. Yes, caller. You turn your volume down.
Okay, how you doing tonight, ma'am?
I'm just emotional, dear. I'm trying to hang in there. I'm doing wonderful.
I just like to tell the family hola.
Hola.
And you know, I feel what you're saying, but why is it that people from Cuba, as soon as they get here, they're illegal? Why is it that people from the western part of the country, like, you know, California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, when they come from their countries, they are illegal. But if you come from Cuba, as soon as you get here, you're legal. Why is that? I mean,
yes, you know what?
I'm trying to say that, you know, America was built on immigrants.
Yes.
You know?
Man, I mean, this is wonderful questions that I'm going to write down. And I think we got to take this message to the guys in Washington. And like I said,
you know, I can't figure out why Cubans can come here and they're legal, but anyone else, you know, they're not. And that's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. And I think and it's sad for this family to have this young lady I had worked with for almost 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some great Latino friends, you know, and
okay.
You know,
nice.
I
Yes.
just want to say adios, and y'all just be good.
Okay.
I'm just glad that y'all can start coming out and get some work done.
Thank you, caller.
All right, thank you.
Wow, he made a good point. And, he did. The caller made a good point, and that's something I got to do a tweet to and send something out and write a letter to some of our guys up into Washington, D.C. Why can some people have some rights, and why we making a big thing about the Latinos? Yes. Now, as you tell your experience as a Latino, as a young American, how did this make this feel for your mother to have this secret, and you born here basically legally? How did that make you feel that your mom keep a secret like this for so long?
I mean, I feel like since I've been raised here for a long, I have more of the ideas of people here from America. So when I see my mom going to work and she's driving, but she's scared of driving, which is something that since before I got my license, I would always want to drive, and I would always just be, why does she scared to drive? Why doesn't she want to drive? But it's because she's just scared of tickets, of all the legal problems. She doesn't want to get stopped. She doesn't want problems.
But look, you didn't tell them that my mother was so good. She worked at the Burger King, and I didn't even know this. She gave so many people chances, and she's almost like and I didn't even know it, and that's how good my mother is. I spoke on the show about Irene Taylor, my grandmother, and I tell you, my grandmother was a saint baby. She got my uncle, he works in the Pentagon. I told you, she breeds some good people, because she has her hand in raising me, and she had her hand in raising my mother. And I didn't even know my mother had held this secret, and she had held this woman, and she had held a lot of them. She hired because my mother felt so sorry. And I said, Mother, why you didn't tell me? She said, I didn't want to let you know. And I got him, and when I started crying, she said, calm down, Monica. And when I called my friend, Mike, I said, Mike, we got to do something. We got to get on the air ASAP. And I called this guy. I said, we got to do something. We got to have a story. Let me tell you something, how good my mother was at Burger King. That woman was a hard worker. She taught me about ethics. And she hired this woman. She saw ethics. And she saw this was a hard worker. You know what my mother did? She put me and this woman together, together. We was the tag team partner, okay? We're only two of us. It was only two. And then guess what? When he was of age, she hired him. Because she could breed him, baby. Because she saw one good one, she hired the son. She hired him when she became 16. Because that's how my mother was. We saw this. We saw this. We wanted to keep the bread line going. And look, when they was younger, they were even coming in and helping cleaning. That's how we wanted to do this thing. Americans, helping one another. Okay? So let me tell you something. When you say this, how did it make you feel if your mom could come legal? How did it gonna make you feel?
That would be amazing, because I feel like she wouldn't be scared to do what she wants to do, like starting her own business, being able to make money for herself and not having to worry about making money for us, and she can spend money on herself instead of just trying to do what's best for us.
And tell your mother how good your mother does maid service. I mean, she wonderful. Let me tell you something. I said, if God had blessed me, like I said, to get on my feet and get me financially, and I didn't even know she wasn't illegal, I was going to help fund her to get a business. That's how good this woman was. Tell President Obama how hardworking you are. We was talking about doing a business together. Tell President Obama. You talk to the president. We're going to go tell President
Obama, I like work. I love my work. And when I work for last 4 years and working, I love my work and I love my companions and another person. And right now I work 7 days in the White House
Yes.
Motel.
Yes.
And when come back to my home, I cook for my family, and I work so hard, but I need more opportunity.
Yes. You hear that, President Obama? She needs more opportunity. Guys in D.C., get this woman her legal status. You hear me? Get this woman her legal status. If Russell L. Horn said, he said, I got the tweet, baby. He said, that's his favorite tweet. I'm one of his favorite person he's following. I told him, I want to meet this gentleman. Once we get on board with President Obama, guess what I told my daddy to do the 82nd Airborne. We want to go down to Fort Bragg, and we're going to show President Obama how we do things in Fort Bragg. Because, see, Lieutenant Horn knows about the 82nd Airborne. We're gonna pump President Obama up. We're going to have that bomber jacket. You know how GW used to do. I call him GW. He used to do that pimp walk. We're going to give President Obama a different pimp walk than GW. Because ain't nobody did that pimp walk better on that Fort Bragg base than GW. We're going to pump President Obama. See, he used to having them suits and ties on and them shades and that as in ebony. You know, we're going to make him a little tough, baby. Because we on the board on this. Because we're going to get her legal. And guess what? Guess what they told me? Guess what, President Obama? They having a hard time with Social Security. You helped me out with my Social Security, President Obama. You remember me. Yes, you do. You said they're going to have Monica Ball again. Oh, boy. You probably said, what did this woman want again? If she ain't sending me an email, she's sending me some documents. What did this woman want? And what did this woman want? President Obama, I'm calling you again. All right, let me give you a list. we need Social Security cards, and I'm going to talk to you personally on that. Because what happened was we had their Social Security cards for these legal kids while she was working at this company that she was trying to report to the police department. That's what she called me originally for. She wanted to report it to the police, but the owner said don't do it. He threatened her because she needed some Social Security cards for her 3 kids that's legally here. She said that Social Security Department was giving her a hard time, okay? And she was scared to come out. So she knows me. I'm a fighter for the people. They know me in the community. President Obama, you call up to the Pentagon. I got some clearance. I can't say my special op friend. He knows me. He said, that Monica Ball, I've been in small town America. They know me. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter for the people. And you're a fighter. And come on, call me. Come on, call me. I'm waiting for some calls. I know, look, come on, call me. We got some Spanish speaking. Look, come on, speak Spanish. Come on, speaking. Come on, say some Spanish. Speaking. Come on, say your Spanish story. Speak it. Speak a little Spanish for me.
Bueno, yo crecí desde pequeño hablando español y se me hacía muy difícil porque no crecí aquí yo con mucho puro inglés, tuve que aprender a leer y escribir yo solo. Si ellos nomás a la primaria fueron a la escuela, no sabían muchas palabras grandes que tenía que aprender yo a hablar, y ahorita estoy aquí con mi mamá en Estados Unidos.
He's a little nervous. He said, look, I told him, look, she taught me slowly some Spanish words. And I said, and I told her, Mama, and I know she's going to laugh about this because she knows my military background. And I said, Mama, I said, what's the word for rat? Say the word rat. We don't have rats in the military because what's the word rat in Spanish? Say it. You can say it in Spanish. What's the word rat?
La palabra que te acuerdas.
Rat. Yes.
Rat.
Like protecting, like somebody stealing secrets.
Alguien que está dando secretos a alguien.
Protecting, yes. Like we want to protect one another.
Los que se quieren proteger otros, una
Yes.
palabra que usted
Like
le
snitch.
enseñó a ella. Como alguien que dice los secretos de alguien.
Like,
Oh,
yes, you
I
know,
got you,
Allison,
I remember.
you know.
Yeah.
We know, you got my back, I got your back.
Es cuando está la gente
Yes.
Metiche, no.
Metiche.
Metiche? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a little under the weather. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a little rusty on my Spanish. I don't want to say the wrong things because I don't want to get anybody offended because we know we got Twitter and YouTube and that's all it takes. Because I'm thinking running for office and I don't want this to backflash me. I don't want no blackfash moment. Please, I don't want that. But look, I want to say a couple of things. If you was to have President Obama right here, let me ask you, if you could ask or say one thing to President Obama, one of y'all, what would y'all each say individually? What y'all would say or ask him?
I would, personally, I feel like I would thank him for everything he's tried to do, especially recently, even with the people fighting against him to not wanting this executive order or all these stuff that he wants to do, that I know he wants to do, that he wants to do the right thing and help people out, not separate families, and that just keep trying.
Right.
That the good will always surpass over what's wrong.
That's good. V, tell how we, you know what, I could probably tell it a lot about our story. That when I work part-time, because you're starting to learn English a little better, and I can speak it a little better for you. But, excuse me, I'm sorry guys, because I'm still coming over this illness, and I apologize. This is so important for me that I have to speak about this issue. But what happened is that I had worked part-time with V at Burger King, and this young lady, from day one, I fell in love with her. And she said, "Money, you're my friend." And I taught her certain languages on how to speak, how to understand Whopper, burger, cheeseburger, everything. And she caught on fast. And I never even knew that she wasn't legal. And it just hurts, you know, it just touches me that my friend that I know for so long, and I taught her that I love her so much, and we grew as a friendship, and even with her own family, there we go. Hi, this is Real Talk with Monica.
Yeah, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm sorry for my voice. I'm a little ill tonight.
That's fine. You know, everybody going, it's a little cold, the weather changes, so, you know, I hope you feel better. Well, I'm calling, and I was listening to, you know, I was flipping through the channel, and I was hearing the gentleman say about, you know, you asked him about Obama,
yes.
And me, I'm a Republican. I'm not a Democrat, so don't get offended.
Yes.
Me personally, I think that Congress should veto it because I think there's already enough over here.
Okay.
And me, I think that you talk about 5 million, and if you bring 5 more million over here, and they're having kids like crazy, so why would you bring 5 million over here? And then to me, that's messing up our benefits that's already over here. And no offense to them, they consider like these good people, they want to come over here and make a better life for themselves. But when I was 3 years old, they don't live here like that. I mean, they bring everybody, cats, the dogs, the rats, and everybody else over here.
Yes.
So my thing is, it's just that me personally, why they can't stay in their own country and make a better life for themselves? I mean, you know, it is for me. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, caller. You know, everybody, know why this happened. Okay, everybody has a title to their opinion.
Yeah, actually,
yeah, you know,
I feel like I want to say something.
You know, and you know, go ahead and reply to that. You know, go ahead, reply. You know, you reply.
Well,
everybody has a title to their opinion.
Yeah.
Go ahead, reply to that.
First, what I want to say is, if you really knew more about politics and you listen to what Obama would say, he's not trying to help for people to come over here. He's trying to help for the people that have been here, like my mom, for years.
Yes.
That they've been here for the longest. They have their family here. They're just trying to keep going well here. And this isn't about him bringing people over here.
No.
He actually, with with us, the DREAM Act, the people that, all the students, what he already did, he actually stopped, he put more money into stopping people from coming over here, so he could do that, so he could do for the people that are here, everybody, to help them out, not bring more people over here.
Well, you know what? When I say this, everybody has a title to say everything, and he has a freedom of speech. But guess what? I was an immigrant. You know, we all was an immigrant one time, and you know, and believe me, I'm on board with this, sir. And if you feel like that, then you got a title to this. But this is my friend, and I'm on board with it. And so, like I said, we're going to move forward. At one point in our whole lives, we all have some type of immigrants sometime in our descendants. So we move on to that. Let's get back to the story at hand. But anyway, let me tell you how wonderful this woman was. So she basically, we had walked and we had learned to word each other. Sometimes we don't learn each other's language. And sometimes we learn how to love one another. And even Dr. King even would teach that. Dr. King, even when we are here as Americans, we don't love one another. And it's funny that we're from different countries. She's from Mexican, and I'm from here. And she showed me more love than I even have sometimes even in my own family. And I call her my family. And this family right here is family to me. I might not have the same descendant, but I bleed the same blood as they blood. So when she calls and needs my help, I'm on board with that. And I'm on board with my president. Because just because we don't come from the same country and they come from the same descendant, don't mean that we don't have to think the same way and think the same things and ideas. Because we're not from each other. That's idiocy. Dr. King don't believe that. And let me tell you something. And I repeated this to somebody. And I said, I wish Dr. King was alive today to see some of this. Because Dr. King, if he was living, and all our great leaders, and you could call them all the line, and I had a dream about this, and somebody that had died 3 times and came back. I had a dream. It was Martin Luther King, Robert F. Kennedy, and it was that lion of a guy, Ted Kennedy, okay, and J.F. Kennedy. And they was all in heaven, okay? And Dr. King was kind of crying as some of this protests and stuff was going on. But then he was getting smiling because that's what he wanted to do. We have a freedom to do this. And we got great leaders that's still watching in heaven. So if he watching and giving a thumbs up in heaven for what President Obama, and ain't nobody better in heaven from somebody that learned. And believe me, I done came from death. And if I dream with Dr. King giving a thumbs up, I got a thumbs up. And I'm giving a thumbs up on this. And I don't care. I'm fighting for a cause. And I'm fighting for my friend. And so I'm getting on TV. And I don't care if somebody don't like it or not. And I'm probably going to get some Twitter followers or not. And conservatives. I watch Sean Hannity. I watch them all. Bill O'Reilly. I watch Anderson Cooper. I'm very well diverse. I'm a liberal, a conservative, I'm a Republican on this. But on this issue, I'm not a Republican. I'm for a human being, and this is doing what's right. And President Obama is doing the right thing. So like I said, you tell President Obama that's the right thing. Tell him, V, it's the right thing.
Thank you, Ms. President Obama. Thank you.
Little man, tell Mr. Obama what you want to tell him.
Thanks for not deporting my parents and my family because
yeah, talk a little louder.
It's
El micrófono.
Yeah, talk to the microphone, baby. Right there, the microphone right there. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, there you go. You can talk. Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like an honor for Obama and Mr. President and everybody else to defend us and try to help us out in all our situations.
Okay. Little Miss V. Melanie.
Well, I want to tell Mr. President Obama I'm telling him to thank him, like, for all the things he's done for us. He done so much that made me happy and my family. That gave me the honor for everyone, even my class.
Oh, your class. And what grade you in?
Third.
The third grade.
And everyone that I love is in my heart.
It is.
And that's why I love.
And look, and tell him, you can tell Mr. President that maybe one day it might be a Latino president. Say, yeah. And say you want a nice Christmas present that have your mama legal. That'll be a good Christmas present, wouldn't it?
And I want a Christmas present to give my mom the papers and my dad.
Oh, right. And see, as we see the religion, as we got this right here, as I have this religion of this holy, and we got a call right here. Yes, caller. Yes, caller.
How you doing? I like your response to your comment. My question is, if nothing just as them, if everybody want to come to the United States, I think it should be pay taxes. You know, I don't think why should they go 5 years without paying taxes? They want to be over here, so I think to me this self-responsibility of being over here, to me, is a free ride for them. You know, and not just only that is, you know, and to me they look at us like we the foreigners. So how you foreigners and you came over here? We not over there wherever they're from Mexico or anywhere else. I think to me it's a smack in my face that they come over here and get benefits. And you talking about they come over here and get benefits without a green card? Well, what kind of president that we have here? You know, I think to me that it's ridiculous. You know, people are fighting and scrambling over here. They've been over here all their life. They come over here and living it up. You know, and I don't think it's about to us as Americans. I think a lot of Republicans will agree with me because I'm definitely one.
Well, sir, I don't want to cut you off, sir. I came from a Democrat to a Republican because I'm a strong military background, sir. And I don't want to cut you off, sir. But let me tell you something, sir. I personally noticed. Well, you let me, sir. Well, I'll let you talk, sir. Well, you got to have the same respect, sir. It's just military code, sir. If you give me the same respect, I gave you the same respect. Okay. My thing is, if you're giving me the chance to speak my mind, let me give you the chance, sir. And I think if we're going to take this legislative, we got these guys, Henry Reid, and we got these guys, Mitch McCullough, and all these guys. You know, we go back to the Vietnam War, sir, when we have did some horrible things. So we go back to a lot of wars, sir, that a lot of guys that we did some horrible things, and we went back and gave some people some amnesty, okay? So we go way back to some of these things, sir, and we go back to slavery. So it's not just this issue is a hot topic, sir. We don't compensate a lot of guys, and we don't compensate our men and women of the military, and I'm a fighter for that, sir. My father has not even been compensated for the military. He gave his life. And I was going one time to give my life to the military. So I'm fighting these guys, Republican or Democrats. They don't even take care of our own, sir, when we here.
Okay, well, and you know what, and that's true. So they'll get our own here. Why bring other ones over here that's smacking us in the face and don't pay no taxes? So we don't take care of our own here. So that's topic for tonight. You have a good night.
You too, sir. Okay, when the thing is that if you ask V, when you pay taxes, you will pay them.
Yes. I pay tax every year.
You pay taxes. You legally.
Yeah, when I started working for your mom, I paid my taxes. I got money taken out of my paycheck also. I pay taxes at the store. I went to go file my taxes at a tax place. We all pay taxes. The people there are some people who don't pay taxes, but the reason they don't pay taxes is because they get paid cash for doing jobs that they get paid up to lower than minimum wage, which is another topic. They get paid less than what they should. Then what's the difference? They don't pay taxes. We all pay taxes, and this is the people that President Obama is trying to help out. We all pay our taxes. Why can't she get a driver's license if she pays her taxes? Why can't she be not scared of going to work? She pays her taxes. She does everything. yes, those people that don't pay their taxes, they don't have the paperwork necessary to do this process that President Obama is trying to do for them to give them a work permit.
Yes.
They're not going to have the paperwork, because that's one, for me, I got my license and my Social Security because I'm in the DREAM Act, and we proved that we've been here for more than years, and the way we proved that was with the taxes that we filled out every year.
You traduce me, please. Talk to President Obama.
Yes.
And muchas personas.
A lot of people.
Se ponen separadas para pedir estampillas, para pedir beneficios. Nosotros no.
That a lot of people try to find any way they can to get benefits. They lied to get food stamps, to get
you don't do that.
welfare.
You don't do that.
No.
You don't do that.
My mom works 2 jobs to try to pay for her stuff. She doesn't.
You don't want nothing. You don't want nothing. We got people even here. You know, sweetie, don't get upset. You know, this is what you got to deal with. You know, this is the hard lesson. And see, you get kids upset. You know, but see, that's what I'm saying. Just like we saw little Gomez and all of this stuff, you know, you get kids upset. And, you know, and this is the thing that President Obama, and this is a hard topic, that some guys ain't gonna like it. And I know some of my guys, the Republicans and some of the Democrats, that ain't like me, and some even my family and friends, they're gonna disagree with me. But guess what? I'm standing out and sticking my neck on the line because I vouch for this woman and this family. And sometimes we all got to stand up for a point in their life. And I know this is a good thing. And sometimes I disagree with President Obama on some issues. And my father knows this. But President Obama got this right. And I told my father, when I was watching Bill O'Reilly, and I saw something, and I said, you know what? I said, Daddy, why President Obama ain't put that Russell L. Horn in that administration? That man is a good man. And I said, you know what? And then I saw this immigration thing slowly come up. And I kind of put it on the back burner because it didn't never touch my heart. And it never hit me until it really hit your heart. And then that's when I know, till it hit your heart, and then that's when I know now that's why I know why President Obama did it. Because he was probably getting thousands of letters. He was probably getting stops when he's going through the campaign, when he made the campaign speech, and he made promises that he said he was going to fulfill within his term. And now it's getting ready to end. And I know that some of these guys are not liking it, some of these callers like we had. But like I said on this end, I'm going to read what Jesus said, as Jesus said, the Good Shepherd, and what my pastor said. And I'm going to pray that we're going to pray that this family get prayer, and that's me. And we're going to pray that they get, the Ortega family, the Ortega family gets their wish, their Christmas wish, is that they get their Social Security cards replaced, and that her and her husband get legal status, and other immigrants that is, and they're not getting scared. And as Jesus said it, as the Good Shepherd said, and on the John verse 9 and 10, so Jesus said on verse 7, I'm telling you the truth. I am the gate for the sheep. On all others who came before them are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not listen to them. I am the gate. Those who come in by will be saved. So President Obama is trying to save this family and others. So let's save him, like that Jesus said in the Good Shepherd. And like I said, let's give this young lady, Melanie, stop her from crying. Because it made me cry today. And I was upset. Because I told my mother, you hear it in my voice. And I went tweeting out, baby. And I said, I went to Macy's. And I went and shopped. And I said, I'm going to wear my best color. Because I'm taking this message. And I said, I'm making some double DVDs. And I'm going on some campaign stomping. And Governor McCullough, you better have a meeting with me. I'm not taking no for an answer. You know me. I done wrote a letter to you. And Bill, you know me, Bill. You gonna hear me again? Hillary, you know you want to do 2016. You done seen me before. All right, now you want to do this thing right now. You better jump on board. Now the best politician, now I know Obama gonna get a little mad when I say this, but the best politician in this modern game history, baby, is Bill. He's 63%. So Obama want to be, look, Obama already, he ready to call me. I told Obama, I said, look, they secretly told me, they said, let me get this woman on this line. I said, he ain't tell me yet. He want to secretly beat Bill. Ain't nobody better than Bill in this game, baby. Bill 63%. I need the statistics. He left on top, baby. Obama want to leave on top, okay? So get this legislative. Mitch, you hear me? Reed, guys, come on. Y'all get on board with this. This is the American dream. This is the American family, even though they're not here. We know what's going on in Mexico. We know it. We know we got these guys. We know what's going on. They scared. They come over here. They want the American dream. They don't mind paying taxes. They don't mind being on the system. Believe me, baby. I was disabled. I told this story to one of my guys the other day. One of my soldiers. He didn't know it. I signed up. And when I got disabled, one of my special op guys, and I got disabled out of the hospital, I said, man, I wanted to sign back up. He said, Monica, you disabled, baby. We can't quit you on. But guess what? I got this one last message. Give my family the American dream, President Obama. Tell President Obama again what you want for Christmas.
I want that my mom to get their papers and my parents. That, because I love them so much.
Okay, and say Merry Christmas in Spanish.
And
Feliz Navidad.
Y quiero que
No,
que los dados,
Feliz Navidad.
Oh.
Dilo.
Confused.
No, she know. She's a little superstar to make it. She's a little nervous.
Feliz Navidad.
Okay, as we say, Merry Christmas, and this is Real Talk with Monica.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. President Obama, you got it right, baby. You got it. Call me. You know where I'm at. Yes, you got it. Merry Christmas. Give me my Christmas wish. Real Talk with Monica.